some promo I kind of remember where your partner threw up on a promo or something?
Yeah, that was me. I puked.
Oh, that was you. Okay.
Yeah, we did. That was part of the fun stuff. We just did it. We come out with the wax. I came out and I had a mouthful of it was like just milk.
Yeah.
And we just came out and it was shotgun Saturday night. I just puked all over them, and that was the thing. We'd spit on each other, we'd hit each other, and I think it was just the goofy attitudes. And yeah, it was just funny. If it made us laugh, we knew it would make other people laugh. So
yeah.
We were all about laughing. People used to ask me walking to the ring, "Why are you laughing? Why are you smiling?" I'm like, "I'm in a WWF ring. I'm walking to the ring," and I would see World Wrestling Federation. I'd start laughing, like, "Holy shit, I'm here!" Like I still couldn't believe that I was there.
Wow. What are your memories of matches with Furnas Lafon?
Boring. Boring and stiff. They were we tried everything. It was like pulling teeth to get them to do anything. And they just wanted to go, and just do moves and suplexes and do this, do that. Nothing to do with the crowd. It was tough. They were just boring.
Yeah.
Boring is the only way to put it, and I'm glad we only worked them a handful of times.
Wow. How did things change? Like you were starting to say, you came in right before Austin blew up, and then you were there for that whole thing. How did things change for everybody once Austin blew up?
I mean, obviously we were making a lot more money. It just was great. I mean, everyone knew you. You went, no matter where you went, people knew you. That's when we did like Regis and Kathy Lee.
Oh yeah.
Like we started doing, different stuff like that. I mean, the business was just mainstream then. I mean, WrestleMania 15 was probably the biggest WrestleMania I was ever in. And that was the one where Tyson came in and refereed the match. The notoriety was just huge. You just couldn't go anywhere. And obviously, the company was making money. We were making money. It was fun.
How was Tyson backstage with you guys?
You know what? This is a great story. I'm going to sidetrack a little bit before I get to Tyson.
Okay.
Pete Rose, my all-time favorite baseball player. All-time favorite baseball player. I'm a Phillies fan, obviously.
Yes.
I grew up in South Jersey, 15 minutes from Veterans Stadium. My grandparents always had season tickets right behind first base. I'd go every now and then with them on the Sundays. We'd sit right there. Pete Rose was 10 rows away from us. I was so excited at WrestleMania 15 to finally meet Pete Rose. I threw out the first pitch of the Phillies game. The Phillies were playing the Reds. Pete Rose Jr. was playing for the Reds. That was 97 because Scott Rowland's rookie year when he won Rookie of the Year, because I had a catch with Scott Rowland on the sideline. Pete Rose Jr. came up. I started talking to him. I got real friendly with Pete Rose Jr. We hung out after that a few times and, talked on the phone, stuff like that. I was so jacked when Pete Rose was going to be there. Like, this was it. And I remember sitting out in the locker room in the hallway, and I'm sitting there, and there was a line to take pictures with Pete Rose. And I just kept waiting and waiting and waiting. I wanted to be the last one, which is probably my biggest mistake when you hear this story. I wanted to be the last one because I wanted time, not just, hey, take a picture, hey, great to meet you, you're great, whatever, and leave. I wanted to sit down. I wanted to talk to him. I wanted to mark out for him and talk. I get in there, and he's standing there. I shake his hand. It's great, the pictures, because you see my face. I'm like all happy and I'm all excited. By the time I leave, I'm like this. Because I walk in and I go, hey, it's an honor to meet you. You're my all-time favorite baseball player. You're really great. I used to kick out of baseball games growing up because I would dive head first all the time. They told me you couldn't do that. He goes, oh, great. And I'm like, all right. So my grandparents had season tickets to the Phillies. We sat like 10 rows right off first base. We used to yell your name. Used to look over and wave. He goes, did you ever get hit by a ball? I'm like, no. He goes, well, I guess I did my job then, didn't I? I'm like, wow. All right. I go, but I said, I met your son, Pete Rose Jr. Like, I'm just trying.
Yeah.
And I mentioned his son. He goes, oh, so you're the wrestler he talks about all the time that he met. And I'm like, here you go. I'm in. And I'm like, yeah. So that's me. I hung out with him. I had a catch with him on the sideline one time. Blah, blah, blah. And he goes, is there anyone else in line, or is he the last one? Is he done now? And I went, fuck you. And I just walked out. And I walked down the hallway. And the pictures, again, I was all happy. In the last picture, there was like 5 pictures. I was like this. And I'm sitting out in the hallway like this. I was just amazed.
Wow.
And Cornette comes up to me. He goes, somebody just died? And I'm like, yeah, my childhood hero, the fucking dickhead in there. And I was so depressed. And I'm walking down the hall, back to Tyson. I'm walking down the hall, and I turn, and Tyson's got his head out the door. And I said, hey, Mike, I said, I don't want to bother you. I just want to, big fan, I love your fights, whatever. I shake his hand. He was in a meeting. He walked in and he goes, hey, guys, hold on a minute. He goes, I got to talk to somebody. He came out in the hallway, stood there, talked to me for like 15 minutes, took a couple of pictures, and he was like, all right, let me get back to what I'm doing, and went back in. And I'm like, here's a guy that you would think on TV, when you watch him, is a fucking jerk off. And he worked out to be great.
Wow.
And he worked out to be great.
Wow.
Pete Rose was the jerk off.
Wow, great story. So Sean left in '98 at that WrestleMania. Was there any difference in the locker room? I mean, any tension gone? Any difference in the atmosphere with Sean gone?
Not really, because the clique was gone. I think most of that was when the clique was there. When the clique left, I think that's when the locker room got a lot looser. And guys, they weren't running the locker room so much and stuff like that. And when Stone Cold was on, had his big run, and Undertaker's always been there. Undertaker took a little bit more control of the locker room then, and kind of split all the little different groups up and stuff like that. So it really wasn't a big difference.
Was Hunter different without Sean around?
Yeah, Hunter was. Trying to think of a way not the right way to put it, but just the Hunter was always good. He was always great. I mean, at least to me, I could always sit down and talk to him whenever I wanted to. I don't know. There was always just something weird. I could never put my finger on it with him. Like I could sit down with Triple H, with Trip anytime and sit down and talk to him about stuff. We'd meet in the road and, eat, sit down and eat together and stuff like that. But there was always just something different or weird there I couldn't put my finger on with him. And still to this day, I don't know what it is. It's just one of those weird. Did you ever meet someone where you go, I like him, but I don't know if it's so much if I'm going to trust him, but it's just something weird going on there.
Absolutely. Rob Van Dam said on my radio show, he said something like, Triple H is the kind of guy that, he'll ask you how you doing, but that he doesn't care.
Yeah. Okay. That's it. That's it right there. He'll be nice. He's listening to you, but he doesn't give a shit.
Yeah. Okay. Memories of matches with the Road Warriors.
That was great. Here it is. We're part-time still. On the road, our first 2 weeks of house shows. We're working Aldo Montoya and Freddie Joe Floyd. We're actually doing singles matches on the road. And we're going over every night on the road. We're winning. We're like, this is great. Still part-time. We're wrestling other part-time works. We don't care. We're winning. We're like, this is great. We get to the arena in New York, the old ECW arena.
The Hammerstein Ballroom?
Yeah, whatever that is.
One of them.
Yeah. So we get there, and this is great. It's Monday Night Raw, and we walk in. We're all excited. And we walk up to the board. We see Animal and Hawk. We're like, oh, Animal and Hawk are here. We're like, cool. Now again, someone I grew up watching. I can remember them doing the bench press contest against the Powers of Pain.
Right.
So we're like, cool. It's great to meet them. And the lineup goes up, and we're looking down the lineup, Uniform Raw. There it is. Legion of Doom, Headbangers. We just went, oh, shit. Legion of Doom, first night back against Headbangers. So much for the happy thoughts of, hey, we're getting a little bit of a push going on here.
Yeah.
So Animal came up to us, introduced himself. Joe comes over, introduces himself, and he goes, hey, can we go somewhere and talk? We're like, yeah, sure, let's go talk. And the whole time we're thinking, what the fuck we need to talk about? She's going to squash us in 3 seconds. What's there to talk about? He goes, oh, we met with Vince today for like 2 hours. And we're like, all right, like, good for you. Like, we're trying to be as nice as possible, but, we're upset at ourselves. We're not upset at them. We're just upset at what we think is going to happen. So he goes, yeah, Vince really likes you guys. He's really high on you guys. He says, you guys are the future of tag teams here. And we're like, oh, yeah. We're like, okay, now you're building us up so you can knock us back down. And he goes, so our match tonight, double count out. We went, what? He goes, double count out. We're like, double count out? It's your first night back. He goes, yeah, he wants us to work with you guys. He wants us to wrestle you guys, but he wants double count out. He goes, you guys are the future. We're the now.
Wow. What do you remember of the match with Owen and Davey?
Owen was classic. Davey was classic. there was a lot of ribbing in those matches because Owen was a big ribber. Owen was a humongous ribber. The first time we ever worked them was right after WrestleMania with for the tag belts, because we won at WrestleMania 13. The winner of that 4-way tag match, went on the next night. And I can remember Glenn and I walking around all night going, so what's going to happen? What's going to happen? Wonder what's going to happen. And Owen came up to us at one point and he goes, here. And we're like, what's this? And he hands us those felt bags. And he goes, well, these are for the belts. And we go, well, what are these for? He goes, well, you guys, you won last night. You get a shot at the belts tonight. He goes, so I'm giving you the felt bag, so I don't have to give it to you later. So we're like, oh, okay. So we go back into the locker room. We're like, put these felt bags next to our bags. And we're like, so I guess we're winning now. I guess that's what that means. We're like, cool, like trying to contain ourselves.
Yeah.
So we haven't even been there a year. We're still part-time. I mean, we've been there 6 months. We're still part-time. We're like, we're going to be tag team champs. And then we started talking, and fucking Owen was totally ribbing us and totally working it. But Owen actually drove with us a few times on the road, and Owen was great. He just did whatever he could not to pay for a hotel room and not to eat. And he stayed in our hotel room one night, and he slept on the floor. We're like, Owen, here, you can sleep on the bed. I'll sleep. He's like, no. But he got up the next morning, he's in the shower, and Glenn and I were dancing around with his belt. like little 12-year-olds with the belt. But Owen was great. Davey Boy was awesome. I remember one time with Davey Boy, we're on a flight. We were going overseas. I don't know if it's still this way or not, but once you got into international waters, in first class, you could smoke cigarettes. They had the setup was so dumb though. They had the bulkhead area with the vents. You would think if somebody was smoking, they would put them there, or have them walk up to that to blow the smoke in there. The guy's 6 rows back behind Davey Boy, and he's smoking and blowing the smoke over Davey Boy. And Davey Boy kept turning around and go, would you put the fucking cigarette out? Like he just kept yelling at him, put the cigarette. And the guy's like, hey, I'm allowed to smoke. I'm going to smoke. So the guy finally got up. He goes into the bathroom. Davey Boy gets up, pulls his bag down, pulls the guy's bag down, opens it up. There's a carton of cigarettes in there. Puts the bag up. He takes the carton of cigarettes and one by one crumbles every cigarette up right on the guy's seat. Sits back down and he's like this. The guy comes back and he goes, what happened? And Davey Boy's sitting there and he goes, it wasn't me. I wasn't even there. I don't know. I've been sleeping. It wasn't me. But you're not smoking anymore, you fucking asshole. It's so funny.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he was classic.
Wow.
Watch thousands of exclusive shoot interviews right now on TitleMatchNetwork.com.